All right. So let's go. So right now, as I understand it, you are going into your email client and basically you're typing up a classic, hey, let's meet up kind of email to me. And I'm just kind of sitting here waiting on my inbox to receive that. The goal is for me to schedule a meeting with you as fast as humanly possible.
Correct. And just a little bit of color, like Undock's building an end-to-end meeting experience, not necessarily a scheduling experience, but our first wedge, because we thought, hey, 100% of meetings need to be scheduled. So I think that's most important for us was to build just an amazing scheduling experience. I just want to kind of show you what that looks like today. So let's say I wanted to write, get an email meeting together with you, your recipient line, say, hey, or is Dev Connect. Hey, Conrad. Oops. I simply have to hit the hotkey. It opens our scheduling window, and because I trust the algorithm of the best times, I can just enter in a couple different times and say, you know, if those times don't work for you, feel free. Select a time on my calendar, and that's basically it. And what's really neat about this is these aren't just random times. They're actually times that our algorithm uses to score your best times to meet for you. And this is based on your scheduling behavior, your preferences, and your availability. Now, if I just quickly open this hotkey up again, it'll show that actually Conrad also has Undock. And so it's scoring not only my times, but my times against your time. So that times I'm actually proposing are times that 100% work for me and you. And it's holding these times on my end. So I know that, hey, nobody is going to book this time on my booking page. I'm not going to re-propose these times to somebody else, making sure that at the base level, I'm turning the intent to meet into attendance. And alternatively, like we feel like we're humanizing the booking page. A lot of our user interviews, before we even start to build a product, people have said, hey, I don't like the whole power dynamic. So this is kind of more of a fallback plan to say, hey, these times work. They don't work for you. There's another path to meet with me because I want to make sure that we connect. So that's the explanation is longer than it took to type and put the times in. But even on my end, I know that, I've timed it myself. I've been able to propose 90 unique times in under 10 seconds. And that's just because I trust Undock to put the right time in the first time and not mess up my schedule. So I just quickly have to then just send it.
Cool.
And then it's on Google's end to deliver the message.
Yes. And my internet. But I'm looking at my screen now. I'm patiently waiting / hitting refresh, just patiently. Looks like something's about to come in. There you go. So now I'm opening up your email. And so I see, oh, check this out. You've got these sort of special links going on. And I'm an Undock user, so I'm actually familiar with these links. So I'm actually going to scroll. I'm going to mouse over on top of the link. So and right what I'm hovering over, okay, there it is. So I was just hovering over your links, and specifically I was looking for the Undock pop-up, if you will, to show up and say, hey, here are your options based on scrolling over this first invitation to connect at 11:30 on Thursday, November 5th, which I know it just took you a couple of clicks which you basically trusted were good in terms of time. And so on my end, I'm also making that same level of trust because not only do I recognize that Undock is algorithmically understanding my calendar and preferences, part of which I've set, part of which it's learned over time, but also on the right-hand side here, like literally within the snapshot window, I can see, oh, okay, like during this day, I have a couple other events going on, but at 11:30 in particular, I don't necessarily have a lot of other things going on in between. So I'm more than free to just click enter and basically see to it that this meeting automatically gets scheduled. But right now, that's not happening. Why? There we go. Cool. So that's it. My meeting has been confirmed. Now, normally, as you pointed out, David, in our other conversations, that normally for an experience like this to happen, like we either have to have a bunch of back and forth conversations, or we either have to figure out what ways we're going to make a Calendly link kind of set up in this exact way. And so that kind of takes a couple of page clicks, a couple of going through those setups, which in my world, that's pretty fast already. But this is now kind of taking the cake. This is like having your cake and eating it too, like completely all within the experience of the email client. We haven't even gotten to the meeting experience itself, which you're mentioning you guys are working on. Just this experience alone of just scheduling the meeting has already been complete. I think it's fantastic. And of course, as you pointed out, if I didn't like that particular meeting schedule opportunity, I could have selected other times, which I'm now scrolling through to show that, again, that experience that Undock provides right from the email client. And if I didn't like that, if I don't like the experience in the email client, I can actually go to the extension and click on that, and I get this whole window to the right-hand side of my screen open up, giving me a very similar experience.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the experience that you saw from me sending you times, and obviously if you hovered over my profile link that I sent, that's similar windows there. We've actually built patented technology that's shipping shortly, that you can do that with any booking page built in the past or in the future. So anybody who sends you any sort of booking link, you'll be able to not have to go to their page and look at your calendar and figure out when do my times work. Because right now I go to someone's Calendly page and then I actually go to my Gmail and I hit a slash to see what are my times that are available. I don't even go to my calendar because my calendar doesn't tell me the best times. So to take into consideration all my polls and whatnot. But when we ship this feature, if someone sends you that Calendly link, you can just, again, hover over and it's going to look at those times, cross-reference it against not only your free times, but your preferred free times. And of course, if you add somebody else on that email that also has Undock, it's going to then cross-reference everybody. So if somebody threw an email to me with the Calendly link, I wanted to put Conrad on there because, you know, it's both in our domains, it's actually going to take into consideration everybody for that one-click experience.
Right. And that's just awesome. That's just a great experience altogether. So